Welcome to the deep dive. Let's set a scene for you. Imagine this. Elmbridge, quiet little town, Sunday morning, suddenly shattered. The awful discovery of Emily Carter, a 28-year-old teacher, dead in her home.
A real shock to the community, absolutely.
Today, we're diving into The Last Message, an Elmbridge mystery. It's a fascinating case study, and our goal here is, well, to explore how one tiny detail, easily missed, actually cracked the whole thing open.
Especially how everyday tech played a role.
Exactly. It's not just about the whodunit, it's about these digital breadcrumbs we all leave, sometimes without even realizing it. Let's get into it.
So the scene itself, it was unsettling. Emily Carter found in her living room.
And no obvious signs of a break-in, right? No struggle.
None at all. Just a shattered glass on the floor, some spilled tea, and her phone. It was unlocked, screen on, showing this message half finished. If anything happens to me, it's because of...
Wow. Just cuts off like that. Gives you chills.
It really does. And Detective Marcus Reed, the investigator, he noticed something right away.
What was that?
The smell. Coming from the spilled tea. A strong almond scent.
Almonds.
That's right. Exactly. A poison that's fast-acting. Pretty rare, too.
So, not an accident. Not a crime of passion, maybe. This sounds planned.
That's what Reed thought. Planned. Which immediately focused the investigation. They quickly landed on 3 main suspects. All had decent motives, you know.
Okay, who were they?
Well, first, there was Daniel Carter, the ex-husband. Apparently, the divorce was quite bitter.
Okay, classic suspect number 1.
Then Claire Benson, Emily's best friend. But it turns out she was secretly in love with Daniel.
Oh, a love triangle element. Adds complexity.
Definitely. And finally, the neighbor, Mr. Thomas White, had a bit of a criminal past, known for being, well, a bit odd.
So 3 solid, plausible options. Typical mystery setup.
Absolutely. You could build a case around any of them.
So, okay, most investigations would probably dig into alibis, financial trails, relationships there. But Reed,
Yeah.
he went back to that phone message.
He did. And this is where it gets really interesting. He didn't just read the words. He looked at how they got there. He realized it wasn't typed. The spacing, the lack of typos.
Voice to text.
Exactly. Voice to text. And that changed everything. Because you know how those systems work.
They sometimes record the audio input, right, for accuracy or something.
Precisely. They often cache or temporarily store the audio snippet that generated the text. It's a system function, not something you actively save usually.
So Reed thought, maybe the audio's still there.
Yes. He bypassed the message content itself and dove into the phone's system files, the audio input history, not just call logs, but the actual voice command recordings.
And did he find anything?
He found it, a tiny audio clip, saved just moments before that text message was generated.
What was on it?
It was mostly faint static, background noise, and then barely audible, a whisper.
Emily's voice.
Emily's voice saying, "Claire, it's Claire."
Wow. Caught on the recording.
Caught completely unknowingly. Claire Benson had visited, slipped the cyanide into the tea, likely intending to frame Daniel. She had no idea that when Emily tried to use voice to text in her final moments, the phone captured that crucial word.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And terrifying how easily that could have been missed.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about all the digital traces we leave behind.
Definitely. Things we don't even consider.
Right. And this case, this deep dive, it shows that the big breakthroughs aren't always, the dramatic smoking gun. Sometimes it's understanding the process, the mechanism behind something simple, like voice to text.
The technology itself held the key, just hidden in its normal operation.
Exactly. The overlooked detail, the background process.
So, to wrap this up, the takeaway really is that profound insights can hide in these small, seemingly insignificant details. The digital trails are everywhere.
It's about paying attention to the mundane, the background functions.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, our listener.
Think about it. What seemingly tiny detail, what overlooked process or digital trace in your own life, or maybe in a problem you're trying to solve, what might that actually unlock? What bigger picture could it reveal if you just looked a little closer?